Before I begin, let me thank Thermopokila for inviting me to the conference and to represent before you some of the ideas on quadratic forms which the recent work Professor Anderson has done, and some of the results which I derived, which are generalization of Professor Anderson's results, as well as applied to the elliptical distributions which are generally used at present in the when normality is no longer holds. So, first I shall define what is meant by the elliptical distribution, and it is defined through the characteristic functions. So, this is the multivariate generalization of what I call it a right elliptical distribution, in which these functions phi, characteristic function of x, is represented in this manner, and phi is a function of a matrix arguments. These characterizations of spherical distributions can also be rewritten in a different manner, and that is x is equal to m plus y times v1 dash. Now v1 dash is just the decomposition of a matrix V on the right side, and so it's on the right side the distribution of y is spherical. That is what I mean, that if you multiply y, the distribution y is same as the distribution of y times gamma. Gamma is an orthogonal matrix, any orthogonal matrix. This also gives us a component-wise spherical distributions, that if you take the ith row of xi, then correspondingly we say that the distribution of xi is spherical and elliptical, and distribution of y is also spherical. I shall say that the distribution of y is non-singular provided the probability of the rank of y is equal to p is equal to 1. Then the distribution of y is non-singular, otherwise the distribution of y will be singular. Then we can easily see that the distribution of y dash will be always 1, which is positive definite. Now, if the distribution of y, which I have defined earlier, is spherical in the sense that is said above with the characteristic function, then one can easily show that the characteristic function of y, which was mentioned in the earlier as the psi functions, the psi functions can be represented like this, is expected value of this in the hypergeometric series. And on account of this representation, this y can always be decomposed into two portions. One is S1, which is always non-singular, because I have assumed the distribution of y as non-singular. So S1 must be positive definite, and U must be a decomposition of a semi-definite matrix, semi-orthogonal matrix. U dash must be identity. So U will lie in the Stiefel manifold generated by U. So this distribution of U and S both are independently distributed here if Y is a spherical distribution, and the distribution of U is uniform over the Stiefel manifold. This is very important result in the spherical distribution, and all the tests based on which we shall see are based on U, so that immediately it concludes that the distribution's aspects is always null robust and does not depend on this phi at all. So in that sense, its null robustness is defined. before going to further results, I define what I mean by distribution of S is gamma, multivariate gamma, which is whose density function is given in this manner. A is greater, 2A is greater than P. Here A need not be half integer. It can be positive greater than P. Similarly, now I define a normal distribution of Y, which is, I call it P normal Pm, whose density function is written in this form given here. Now the question is asked here is, suppose you are given that y dash, y is a spherical distribution and y dash is distributed as gamma, defined above, multivariate gamma matrix, GP1 of sigma. What can we say about the distribution of y? Can we say that it is normal mention? These were the questions first we tackle in the univariate situation, and it is already published in the Statistics and Probability Letters, 1987. And it was shown that y must be a normal distvariates. So if our y falls in the class of spherical distributions, and y dash ay is normally is a chi-square variable, not even chi-square, it's a gamma distribution. There is a slight difference between a gamma distribution and a chi-square variable. In gamma, the parameter a is positive. In chi-square, it is half time the integer value. So that is the difference, and that's why here I write as a gamma distribution, and then it is shown that this a, 2a must be integer also. And also the result is indicated here that it must be a normal variable, a must be idempotent, rank of a must be 2a, and 2a must be integer. This result of the can be obtained for a multivariate p variable results using the results of our p equal to 1, because any if y dash is a quadratic form, just now we have said y dash a row, any diagonal elements will be a gamma variable, and the gamma variable you have the condition of normality of the row vectors. Now you want the joint distribution of y's, and for that we use this 1.1 result. So that gives us the generalization to p variable, matrix variable. Then there are other characterization of normality. Suppose I have again a spherical distribution of y, and I know the quadratic forms, the result 1. Suppose I have a quadratic forms y dash ay, ai y dash. There are two quadratic forms in the multivariate situations where a1, a2 is 0, trace ai is non-zero, and the y is a non-singular distribution. Then we can show that y must be a normal variable. Similarly, there is another result which is in some sense given by Anderson also in the univariate case, where y is a non-singular distribution. The expected value of y dash is m times sigma, which is positive definite. a1 plus a2 is identity, and ai are non-negative definite. Then also we get normality. This result is given second is the multivariate extension of Anderson result. The result 1 is a new one, which does not restrict to non-negative definite matrices. but it gives restriction to trace ai not equal to 0. And another restriction there where the moments of these quadratic forms must exist. Moments of y must exist. All the moments of y in that case. While in the latter case, we don't require existence of all moments. So this is the difference between the two, which is stronger, one doesn't know. Now I apply this to a elliptical growth, the growth model in the case of elliptical distributions. So my x is now distributed with the mean value b psi a, the identity on the right side, and maybe anything sigma. The hypothesis of testing c psi d equal to 0. Against c psi d is not equal to 0, I take the non-singular full rank matrices of B and A and full rank matrices C and D. This gives me a likelihood ratio test. The likelihood ratio test is given by the minimum of determinant R and minimum of determinant R under H and under H naught, where R is the difference between x minus the mean value square, provided my density function is of this structure, where normality is included and there is a positive values, we can obtain a maximum value of these functions at some point. If we cannot obtain maximum value of these functions, then maximum likelihood may not occur. Otherwise, this is the likelihood ratio test for these distributions. Here it can be shown the likelihood ratio test. This determinant this h and determinant h naught can be written as a functions of u. The u was x minus b psi a, if you call it y, and then t times u, which was s1 time u was written. So that was decomposed here in a different ways, and to obtain the statistics here. And for that there is some work here. We have to go through some algebra here, and then the likelihood ratio test was shown to be this like, and the algebra is the transformation of x to a y variable by some non-singular transformation B and A naught matrices depending on A and C, A, C, B, D like the previous. And here comes this our transform distribution y, which is elliptical again, with psi 1 occurring as the function of psi b0 theta b0 prime, where b0 is an orthogonal matrix. So our psi matrix, here I am not considering our this structure. When I go to the whether lambda which I obtain on the basis of this structure of f, the distribution I am not considering under this G, I am considering under general G, P into N matrix, the distribution of this lambda. Now when I make this transformation with this diagonal triangulation, this our statistics lambda, maximum likelihood statistics, just depend on this U22, this is U matrix. Now this U matrix also contains some of the elements on the non-cent parameters, eta. But under H naught, this U22, U23, U32, U23 does not involve at all any non-nuisance parameter, which were given by eta. So that now we are only interested, and then the lambda just depend on these functions, the U1 functions, which is a part of my U matrix. And U matrix, I know its distribution is uniform on a stifle manifold. So that just a part of the matrix, what is the distribution of that, and this part of the matrix distribution can be obtained using the results I have already published in 1970 in Sankhya. And this gives me a beta type distributions, and the distribution of U is given by just a beta type distribution it is, and the lambda is these functions. So on the basis of this, we can easily see that the distribution of lambda does not depend on the structure F. Now the structure F means G in the multivariate situations where it is not G equal to a trace sigma inverse type, but any distribution. So under a wider class of distribution, the likelihood ratio test, which is also a normal for a normal distribution, is valid and exactly same in the null distribution. Now what about the power of this test and this type of the test? The power of this test and this type, some of the results are going to appear in multivariate journal, which is the paper in 1987, where I show that the test is unbiased, even a wider class of the distributions. And again, the problem of UMPI, it can be seen that the test will be invariant in the class of invariant distribution, will be possessing in UMPI test also, but that has been not completely investigated, and still it can be shown that. Now I give some of the results on the quadratic forms, and for that I restrict my p equal to 1 here, and the general p, the results are going to appear also in the KCS Pillai volume, memorial volume, which Professor A.K. Gupta is putting out. So here what I am considering a generalization is I am decomposing my vector x into various components, and then taking a just simple density structure of x dash v inverse x. X is now a vector, and x dash vx can be decomposed as trace sigma inverse s into summation zj sigma j, and they are defined here. So it can be seen that the distribution of s zj can be obtained from the quadratic forms x minus mu v inverse x minus mu from that, and it can be written as w dk pk of this notation. These are some of the notations I am introducing here. Maybe it can be shown that this trace sigma inverse s, z1, zk, and yi functions and yj plus m functions are independently distributed, and this yj also plays role in partial canonical correlations, multiple correlations. If we are going to define with xi, then the yj and yi and yj will play a role, and then immediately seen that the distribution of partial canonical correlation, multiple canonical correlation can be obtained for the elliptical distribution, and it does not depend on the structure of f, which also this result has also been shown by Anderson. So those results are not mentioned here. The further results are that suppose my s and z has certain distribution given like this, and my quadratic form where x is as an elliptical spherical distribution, S and phi, spherical distribution, and it is distributed as trace Bs plus theta I Zi. Then there are two results here. I write in two ways. Either this is distributed as Wi, which is decay type, which is Dirichlet's. My notation W dk means generalization of Dirichlet's type distribution, where I am including even the multivariate S distribution and Dirichlet's Zis joint distribution. And dpk is a Wishart distribution and then other parts of the distribution. If there are two portions here, the conditions which I obtained here is that n must be of this structure, 2pa naught plus summation ai, 2 times summation ai. Whether this condition is necessary or not, that I have not investigated in this theorem, but the next theorem, says that this condition is not necessary. You can derive that conditions, and that theorem will come later on. So, if this is distributed like this, then what should be the structure of A? The structure of A must be of this, that we can show that 2A must be positive integers. I have not assumed that AJs are integers, but 2AJ must be positive integer provided this distribution is this, and there are some indication of the proofs indicated here. What are the important points which are used is because of this condition of this, we can work with Y a normal variable system. If we are considering a distribution U dash AU, where U as a uniform distribution on a sphere, then we can only work on this normal variable type and get the results. Then the problem remains here whether this can be reduced to that, and that technique which Anderson has mentioned in his paper can be utilized here. And that conditions which Anderson's extension is this fourth. This fourth condition result indicate that we can delete this, we can divide by x dash a and work with u. And once I work with u, I introduced a independent chi-square variable and then come to this condition. This becomes a necessary sufficient conditions of the quadratic forms to be distributed that way, and that gives us the final result. Some extensions are mentioned there, but that are not important. This final results which I am considering is the following. Say I can omit these linear functions like this, but suppose I have quadratic forms q1, q2, qp plus k. And where these x have an elliptical distribution or a spherical distribution, then suppose they are distributed as diagonal elements of S. S is now coming S and Z as WPK distributions mentioned above, and suppose it is distributed as diagonal elements of S and the elements of Z1, Z2, Zk. Under what conditions this will happen? What is the necessary and sufficient conditions for this to happen? So this gives us so we can ask first question only. Suppose Q1 is a gamma variable. Q1, a quadratic form, is distributed as a gamma variable. Then what are the necessary and sufficient conditions to happen like that? So those conditions are mentioned here now. And this gives me the extension of my earlier paper which appear in multivariate journal on the normal variable system. This is now elliptical distributions, and this a set of dependent quadratic forms distributed as dependent other quadratic ways. Then the conditions becomes as extension of the previous conditions which are mentioned here. Here it comes as sigma into picture, this sigma matrix which is there, which comes into the picture as. But the simplest result is this, which I mentioned B. Suppose in order to prove those results, we require the results A and B. A is simple, which is already mentioned, and B is one of the results which is important. U is now a uniform distributor. U is a vector of uniform distribution over a sphere. Now I have U dash AU is distributed as beta variable, A and B. What can we say about A? Under what condition A, it will have a beta distribution? And this will happen. I have not made any restriction on N, the number of variables involved in U. So then it happens that 2A plus 2B must be M, the number of variables involved in U. That is a very important result. And once you come, then you come the independence, the conditions on A, idempotency and other things. But this was assumed my previous theorem 1. Here I don't assume, I prove that it must be that. And this result is will appear in the 1980B, which I mentioned in the KCS Pillai volume. But I indicate some of the proof here, which is not given in the text here. I indicate here that proof. Suppose the rank of A is this, then I can rewrite the distribution of this my quadratic form, U dash AU in this form. And then I can show that A, this M must be 2A plus 2B, and that is the conditions here which is coming from this structure of this distribution GT. And now this is the last point, which gives me the quadratic forms conditions, and then if we sum this, and easily we can come to these conditions, and we can solve these conditions and get the theorem 2, which I mentioned. And this requires the extension of my previous work, and the extension to multivariate case has been will appear in the Pillai volume. Thank you very much.